Hi there, I'm Mohan Prasad Gautam from Machapusar Rural Municipality, 6th Ital, Kaskinipur. Well, first of all, thanks for clicking and welcome to the lesson on the most probable questions for grade 12 board examination 2077. In this video, I'm going to present the questions and their solution from set number 2, meaning into words. So without delay, let's get started, my dear students. Well, now look at question number 1. Read the example and write conversation between A and B. Example: trap in a bathroom storeroom. Look at here. Speaker A says, "Have you ever been trapped in a bathroom?" Speaker B says, "No, I haven't, but I have been trapped in a storeroom." Right? This is how speaker A and B they make the conversation each other. Okay. So, have you ever been trapped in a bathroom? Okay, in a bath. This is a passive sentence. Okay, then this answer also in passive. No, I haven't, but I have been trapped in a storeroom. The noun phrase given in this bracket should be used. Well, now the question for you: X-ray, oblique teeth, there is question mark, and bracket there is chest. Okay. Number B, asks out of class, given the ear hole. Number C, participated cultural program essay writing. So similarly, as you have seen here example, you are supposed to write answer. Okay, write conversation in the same way. Okay, so you must have very first idea. Okay, speaker A asks this question regarding his experience. Okay, regarding his experience about taking an X-ray of teeth. Okay, then speaker B says it doesn't have an experience of taking the X-ray of teeth, but he has an experience of taking X-ray of chest. Okay, and number B asks out of class. Okay, asks out of class. Speaker A asks question to B regarding the experience of just asking him or her to go out of the class, and speaker B says, okay, uh, says that it doesn't have such experience, but he has an experience of asking him to go out of the exam hall or maybe any other different types of hall. Okay, you can write. And number C, participated cultural program. Okay, so speaker A asks questions, okay, regarding the experience of taking part in cultural program. Okay, whereas speaker B says he doesn't have or she doesn't have an experience of taking part in cultural program, but here speaker B says he or she has an experience of taking part in essay writing competition. Okay, but we have to write down the expression using the same pattern is given in the above example. You got it? Well, now look at here. Have you ever had your teeth x-rayed? A question asked by speaker A. And number B, speaker number B. No, I haven't, but I have had my teeth x-rayed once. Okay? Okay, you should understand. यसले के भन्यो, तपाईले तपाईको दाँत कहिले एक्सरे गराउनु भएको छ? बीले भन्छ गराएको छैन, तर मैले के त मेरो चाहिँ चेस्टको एक्सरे गराएको छु एक पटक भनेर के गर्छ भन्छ. And now number B, asks out of class hall. Okay, speaker A asks question. Okay, have you ever been asked to go out of class? And speaker B says, no, I haven't, but I have been asked once to go out of exam hall. Okay, now number C, have you ever participated in a cultural program? And then speaker B says, no, I haven't, but I have participated in an essay writing competition in my school. This is how A and B make conversation in the is given pattern in the example. Well, now let's move further. Question number D, play chess. Play chess. You can hear mistake for a star. So number D answer. Yeah, have you ever played chess? And B says No, I haven't, but I have played football. Or you can write other also football, basketball, okay, table tennis, etc. You can write, okay. And mistake for a star. Okay, look at here. A asks, "Have you ever been mistaken for a star?" And B says, "No, I haven't, but I have been mistaken for a TV actor." Well, this is how you are supposed to write down the conversation between speaker A and speaker B. Okay, if such type of question asks in your examination. So here, very first, you are supposed to understand. Uh, we are going to omit. We are going to delete and or but. Okay, so look at this question here. She peeled the banana and gave it to baby. So here is and, okay. It is deleted, okay. It must be removed out from here, okay. So instead of that we should write when, okay. So she peeled the banana and gave it to baby. So my dear student, very first you might have already got understood that in the first event you are supposed to use had plus verb 3. I mean, past perfect tense. And second action, okay, in second action, you are supposed to use, let's say, simple past tense, okay, simple past tense, only verb 2, okay. And another thing also you must know, so if there is no gap from one event to another event, okay. So here one event is peeling the banana is one event and giving it to the baby is another event. So if two events took place suddenly, okay, without gap, okay, if they took place suddenly without gap, you are supposed to use simple past tense in both events. Otherwise, if there is a little gap between one event to another event, you are supposed to use past perfect tense in the first event and simple past tense in the second event. You might have got it now, okay? So now let's look at its answer. She peeled the banana and gave it to the baby. Okay. We use very first when. Okay. We use very first when it's given the question. Okay. When she uh, when she look at the question very first. Next one. When she had peeled the banana. Okay. When she had peeled the banana, she gave it to the baby. Okay. When she had peeled the banana, she gave it to the baby. Here is a gap. Okay, little gap from one event to another event. Okay. So when she had peeled the banana, we can write when she had. Okay, had plus verb 3. When she had peeled the banana, she gave it to the baby. Okay, here is simple past tense. Okay, verb 2. Okay, it is the second action. Okay, and even there is little gaps to that. First event we use had plus verb 3, and second event we use simple past tense. Okay, question number B. I looked in the fridge and found something. Okay, very first you have to find out whether there is a gap between first event or not. Okay, okay. So here is one looking into the fridge and finding something. Okay, so we can suppose that there is no more gap. Okay, there is no more gap from this looking into the freeze and finding something else. Okay, so that no gap, so we are supposed to use, okay, simple past tense in both, right, event. And another thing, okay, so you should remove out which one here, you should remove out and, okay, it's given in the questions here, okay, okay, instead of and or but. So how do you write the answer? When I, you should begin always with when. When I looked, okay, make it simple past. When I looked in the fridge, okay, when I looked in the fridge and look in the fridge, I found, okay, we don't write and, we write I found, same subject. I found something, okay. So you can see the answer. When I looked in the fridge, I found something. There is no more gap between first event and the second event. So we wrote here simple past in. Well, now question number C. The security man searched our hand baggage and we boarded the plane. Okay. Now, uh, as you did before, you are supposed to find out which one is the first action and which one is the second action. Okay, here the security man searched our hand baggage is the first event, whereas we boarded the plane is the second event, right? So we have to delete, we have to remove out, and it's given in the questions, right? So the answer of this question is when. Okay, you should always begin with when. uh, when the security man had shots. Okay, we write here we had shots because first event. Okay, if there is a first event, it must be written in past perfect tense. So when the security man had searched our hand baggage, we boarded the plane. Okay, now let's jump to number D. Okay, he put his foot on the brake, but nothing happened in these questions. Okay, here putting his foot on the brake and nothing happening. Okay, took place suddenly. Okay, there is no more gap, so you are supposed to use uh, simple past tense. Okay, in both event. So always we begin our sentence with when. Okay, when when he put his foot on the brake. Okay, when he put his foot on the brake. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a typing mistake. On the brake. Okay, on the brake. Here is brake, brake, brake. Nothing happened. Okay, we remove out but nothing happened. And now number E. I had paid my bill, and I had paid my bill and I left the restaurant. Okay, so in this sentence, which one is the first event? Now you can easily guess. So paying the bill is the first event and leaving the restaurant is a second event. So you are supposed to use past perfect here in the first event and simple past in the second event. And another thing that you must know is uh, and must be moved out from here, right? So the answer to this question is when I had. Okay, just you put when I had, or the same exactly you can write from the question. When I had paid my bill. Okay, had plus past participle from the verb. When I had paid my bill, I left the restaurant. Okay, so exactly same you can write. Okay, so don't write this. Yes, this is also typing mistake. Okay, so left the restaurant. Okay, you might have understood this as well. Okay, now let's go further. Number three, question number three. Rewrite the following sentences using seen. Okay, there are also altogether five questions. Okay, one question carries one mark here as well. Okay, so look at here the question very first. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, very fast. Okay, his front garden always looks a bit neglected. Okay, so can you guess? Okay, how do you write this answer? Okay, we should use here what sim. Okay, his front garden always looks a bit neglected. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, if his garden, okay, his front garden always looks a bit neglected means very dirty. It may be dirty. Okay, so uh, so that we can make a guess. Okay, we can make a guess. Okay, so here we can write the answer. He, subject is he, his front garden, so that he seems. Okay, we use seems. He seems to be very busy. Okay, his singular subject, singular verb, seems. Okay, seems to be very busy. We can make our prediction. Okay, he seems to be very busy, so his front garden always looks a bit neglected. Okay, this is how we can make a only guessing, right? Okay, number B, you only see his children during the school holiday. Okay, you only see his children during the school holiday. Other time you do not see his children. So you might have a guess like this. Okay, they seem to be admitted at a boarding school. Okay, they seem to be admitted at boarding school. Maybe they are in boarding school. They live in boarding school. Well, now question number C. He usually carries a walking stick when he goes out. Okay, from this remark, we can easily guess that somebody may be okay, lame or somebody may be blind. Okay, like this guessing we can make. Okay, so answer can be written like this. He seems to be a lame. Okay, he seems to be a lame, or even you can write he seems to be a blind, or you can write. Okay, now number next one, okay, number D and number E. There are African marks on the wall of his sitting room. Okay, there are African marks on the wall of his sitting room. Okay, from this expression, from these remarks, how can we or what can we guess? Okay, look at here. He seems to have visited Africa. Okay, or even he seems to have many African friends. You can write. Okay, either you can write he seems to have visited Africa, or you can write he seems to have many African friends. Okay. And now number E, he never stops to chat with you. He never stops to chat with you if you have dog with you. Okay. So here he seems to be afraid of dogs. Okay. He seems we can make this guess. Okay. He seems to be afraid of dog, or even we can make another guessing also. He seems to be he seems to be fond of he seems to be uh, fond of dog also you can write. Okay, somebody, okay, never stop talking to chat with you if somebody likes dog, or somebody, or sometime if you don't like, if you afraid of this dog, then you never stop to chat with you with somebody else, right? So that we can have both answers. Okay, either he seems to be afraid of dogs, or he seems to be fond of dogs. Okay, so any one answer you can write yourself. Okay, so let's go further. Number four, join the following pairs of sentences each with a relative clause. Okay, here also altogether five questions. Okay, one question carries 1 mark. Okay, okay, look at here. Okay, Mary was woken up suddenly with a strange noise. He had been in a deep sleep. Okay, the next question. The window The window was wide open. Mary had locked it securely the night before. Okay, we should use here what relative clause. Okay, suitable relative clause. So Mary was open. Okay, Mary was woken up suddenly with a strange noise. Okay, this is one. Okay, here Mary was woken up suddenly with a strange noise. She had been in a deep sleep. So how can I write the answer? Okay, Mary, very first Mary, then this is the subject, this is the name of the person we write who. Mary, who, then you can write here, Mary, who had been, okay, Mary, who had been in a deep sleep, in a deep sleep, was woken up suddenly with a strange noise. You can add later on. Okay, so you can say Mary, who had been in a deep sleep, was woken up suddenly with a strange noise. This is how you can okay write sentence using a relative clause. Okay, now number B, the window was wide open. Mary had locked it securely the night before. Okay, look at here, the window. Okay, the window you write very first subject, the window, then give comma. This is the object, name of the object, so we write which Mary had locked securely the night before, then was wide open. Okay, you write at last this part, was wide open. Okay, now let's move further. Okay, number C and number D and number E also. Okay, the servant had left. Mary had laughed at them only that afternoon. That after, look here, that after that afternoon for being superstitions. Okay, so the answer is given here. The servant whom Mary had laughed at them only that afternoon for being superstition. Okay, he had left. He had left. At last, you can write this one. And number now D. Mary saw old women. Her mouth was twisted into a toothless grin. Well, now look at number uh, D. Mary saw old woman. Mary saw old woman. Her mouth was twisted into a toothless grin. Okay, now look this answer. Mary, whose mouth was twisted into a toothless grin, saw old women. And now next one, Mary heard, okay, Mary heard a strange noise. Mary heard a strange noise which seemed to come from outside her window. Okay, Mary heard a strange noise which seemed to come from outside her window. Okay, so this is how we can write. We can use a little clause in this sentence. Okay, now next one here you can have question 5. Rewrite the following sentences below using must, can, and might or may. Okay, must, can, or even can't as well. Must, can, or can't, and might may. Okay, look at here. It's possible that they are going away. Okay, it's possible that. Okay, so here is possible. Okay, so it is not sure or must, so that you can write either may or might. Okay, it's possible, and the sentence is positive, so that we should make the negative. We should make the positive sentence. Okay, so they may be going away. Okay, they may be going away. Next one, I'm sure. The term sure. Okay, this is sure, 100% sure, so that we can write must. Okay, the sentence is positive, so we can write must. Okay, so look at here. Answer first. You must. Okay, subject is you. Okay, subject is you. You must. You must be exhausted. You must be exhausted. And next one, perhaps he didn't see you. Okay, here perhaps, the term perhaps, okay, it indicates that something is not sure, just 50-50% chances to be happening. So that sentence, okay, so you use either may or might. Okay, and the sentence is in negative, so that you can write yeah, so sentence is in negative. You should make negative sentence. So answer is she mightn't have seen you. Okay, so here is given what, mightn't have, perhaps he didn't see you. See, if there is did, okay, or verb 2, we should write have plus verb 3. Okay, we should write have plus verb 3. She mightn't have seen you. Next one, maybe he was tried. Okay, maybe. So here, maybe he was, this also not sure, just 50-50% sure. So either you can write may or might. Okay, so he might have been tried. Okay, here I'm sure they were not informed. Here I'm sure, this is just definite. It makes something is very definite. Okay, then here they were not, sentence is negative, so you can write, okay, can. Was becomes have been, right? Now number E, I'm sure they weren't informed. Okay, in this question here, I'm sure, the speaker is sure. Okay, the speaker is sure. So we write, okay, we write either must or can. Okay, but the sentence is in negative, so that we should write can't. Okay, so the answer is here on the screen. They, okay, they can't. Okay, they can't have. Okay, subject is they can't have been informed. Okay, the word becomes have been. Okay, so my dear student, before you do this exercise, before you write answer these questions, okay, you are supposed to know if there is mr, okay, will be changed into be. If there is verb 1 or verb 5 change into verb 1, and verb 2 have plus verb 3 and has plus verb 3 change into have plus verb 3, and was, were, has been, have been change into, okay, have been, right? If there is was change into have been, were change into have been, if there is has been also change into have been, if there is have been remain same. Okay, this is how we should change such verb. Okay, so now let's go further. Number 6, change the following sentences below into comparative sentences using is da 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 is. Okay, so here are also altogether 5 questions, and one question carries 1 mark. Okay, so look at here, number A. The exam is not usually very difficult, but this year it was quite tough. Okay, so now we have to compare. Okay, so look at here. This year the exam was not as easy as it usually is. Okay, This year, the exam was not as easy as it usually is. Okay. Now look at next one, number B, and question number C, question number D, question number E. Also have a look. Okay. So you can see the question. Okay. Look at here. I had imagined my landlady would be in her 50s, but she turned out to be 30. Okay. So look at here. My landlady is not as old as I had imagined her to be. Okay. Now number C, they didn't. Okay. They didn't help me. Okay. They could have helped me a lot, but in fact they hardly helped me at all. Okay. Here they didn't. Okay. They didn't help me as much as they could have done. Okay. Now number E, he doesn't. Okay. That his parents would like him to make hard work, but he doesn't. So your answer, he doesn't work as hard as his parents would like him to do. Okay. Now number F, 50 people had been invited, but 80 came. Okay. Answer, people didn't come as few as we had invited. Okay. This is how we can write answer of the questions. Okay. So my dear student, I'm very hopeful you might have understood the answer, okay, shown to you today. So hopefully you are going to practice them every time, okay, to get good score in your board examination, right? So today I'm just going to wrap up this class, okay. So in another video, I will be coming up with another set of the solution. Till this time, bye bye. Have a wonderful time ahead. Stay home, stay safe.